A common question in the world when it comes to the existence of God is, why is there evil if God is all good and all powerful? Many say that if God is all good and God is all powerful, then evil should not be even an issue, because God, in his power and his goodness, should have gotten rid of evil. And a lot of people like to say that since there is evil, then either God is not all good or he's not all powerful. Others, such as Plato and Leibniz, say that, who were rationalists, say that um, the world we have is the best of all worlds, and evil is necessary for the greater good. And then another position taken by Christians, mainly in the Calvinist/Reformed camps, is that God's goodness is not always what we think it is, and they like to say that since God is sovereign, everything that God does is good, which is true. That's true. But everything that happens is under God's command and God. And to them, everything that happens is good. So the book, this position was taken by Gordon Clark, and according to the book Christian Theology that talks about it, there's the example: if a man gets drunk and shoots up his family, then God foreordained that to happen, and God thought it was good. This is an incorrect position, because that would mean God would be the tempter of man. But God does not tempt any man, as we see in James 1, nor is he the author of confusion. If I am tempted, I cannot say God tempts me. But in this position, then if I'm tempted, then that would be God tempting me with evil, which would mean the Bible is wrong. Also, saying that there's two different types of good is confusing, because things that are wrong in my life that I think were what the Bible says is wrong, then to other people they would be good, which that is very confusing and would make God a liar, I think. The reason why we have evil in this world, if someone were to ask me that, is because God created us with a free will. Joshua 24:15 says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." When God created Adam and Eve, he did not create robots who were just going to love him, who were forced to love him. He gave us freedom, because true love needs to be free. And he didn't create robots. But it was in our sin, not in our sin, it was in Adam's and Eve's freedom, that they sinned against God, and sin came upon the whole world. And that is why every human being since Adam is a sinner. E.C. Gordon says, and I quote, "God, in the exercise of his own freedom, endowed these intelligences with freedom," intelligences being humans, "with ability to choose good or evil. Moral good is that in way of choice which is conformed to God's revealed will. Moral evil is that which lacks conformity to God's revealed will." In his wisdom, God gave us the ability to choose good or evil. And at the very beginning, we chose evil. That is why there is sin in this world. Now, a lot of people like to say, okay, sin has come into the world. Why is there still sin? Why isn't God taking care of it? Well, God has taken care of it. He sent his only Son, Jesus Christ, who is God in the flesh, to earth to live as a human being. And he sent him to die on a cross, and the blood that was shed was what paid for our sins. So God did do something about, and whosoever believes in Jesus and the blood of Christ will have their sins forgiven. So God did do something about evil. It's just not the way that man expected.